Today, I'm gonna talk about various problems that EV have. According to the International Energy Agency, the number of electric vehicles, BEV, on the roads in the world exceeds 3 million and is projected to reach 125 million by 2030. Many countries are trying to abolish gasoline and diesel vehicles and shift the market to electric vehicles in the future, but various problems hidden behind the name, clean, have been pointed out. Various rare metals and other minerals are used in the batteries installed in EV. Cobalt is one of them, but according to Amnesty International, cobalt mining in Congo is causing human rights problems. More than half of the world's cobalt is mined in southern Congo, 20% of which comes from small mines. Child labor is practiced here, and 7-year-old child has also been identified. The group reports that younger children earn only $1 a day and miners are exposed to cobalt dust and suffer from chronic lung disease. 60% of the cobalt produced in the world is used in battery manufacturing. Like Congo, mining the minerals needed for batteries has cost people and the environment, including child labor, health hazards, poverty and pollution, and Amnesty wants to strengthen traceability to reveal the source of minerals. EV is said to be clean because it doesn't use fossil fuels, but to make one battery that can store energy equivalent to 1 barrel of oil, it takes about 100 barrels of oil of energy. Is needed, said Mark P. Mills, senior fellow at the Manhattan Institute of Policy Studies. Lithium-ion batteries used in EV are manufactured in China, South Korea, and Japan, where coal-fired power generation is high, and Amnesty says manufacturers should disclose carbon dioxide emissions throughout the product life cycle. Mills also said that by importing batteries manufactured in Asia, consumers would export carbon dioxide emissions. Even if EV become widespread, it's pointed out that it will take many years to offset carbon dioxide emissions because 70% of the current power generation is from coal and natural gas. In addition, problems with the disposal of used batteries have been pointed out. According to Amnesty, the amount of used lithium-ion batteries will exceed 11 million tons by 2030, and there are few recycling systems that can be reused and recycled. Petroleum Economist has introduced a study pointing out that increased battery production for EV can lead to mineral shortages that can make a rapid transition to EV difficult. A research program called the Security of Supply of Mineral Resources, also funded by the British government, shows how much minerals would be available if the UK assumed that all cars would be EV by 2050 and all cars would be sold exclusively by EV by 2035. The result is that cobalt requires nearly twice the world's annual production, 100% neodymium, 3/4 lithium, and at least half copper to meet this requirement. If this result is obtained only in the United Kingdom, securing minerals is likely to become a serious problem for the world in the future. Mills states that batteries are actually complex machines that require thousands of parts and welds. In addition, manufacturing is surprisingly labor-intensive and requires more labor than internal combustion engines, so it said that there are battery factories in Asia such as China. Also, in China, which drives EV sales, it's no longer selling as soon as the subsidy is reduced, and in the end it's easy to make EV. The labor required is small, and finally the cost is reduced. I'm sure it's a big lie. It's said that EV are selling, but even now that awareness of climate change is increasing, it's said that SUV are actually selling well in the United States, and considering the price that consumers can afford, EV SUV etc. can't be sold. Consumers also focus on style and function, not car fuel. After all, he states that choosing an EV is currently an option to simply choose a high-priced car, saying that EV won't save the planet and won't survive without subsidies.